There we go. Now people are starting to show up. All right. Room is filling up.
Awesome. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Welcome back. So we had a skip week. I feel like it's been forever.
It has been. Well, we had a holiday,
Yep.
right? We did have a holiday in between, and I don't know. And then I was traveling, so it felt like I was only gone a few days, but it did feel like a long time.
That's why we love you so much. We're so grateful when you're back. So good stuff.
That's good to hear. Awesome. All right, we're gonna do things. We're gonna kick off today a little differently, aren't we, Adrian?
Just a little bit. I wanted to, say I like our little segment of this year in history, but I got something that when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is either going to go really well or some people are going to be upset that I brought them back to that level of nostalgia. So here we go. I'm going to start with the number 39. Yes, 39 years ago today, the Oprah Winfrey Show debuted, nationally redefining daytime TV. Holy crap.
39 years ago.
Nine. That's what I said when I read it. Here's what I wanted to do though. So cool that that happened. Yes, for those of us who remember her and her show and how amazing it's the empire that she built and the brand, and there's some similarities, and that's what I wanted to just talk about for 1 second. Some of the similarities were this: she made it important for her guests to feel seen, heard, and understood, which was obviously the same foundations that our agents use to build lasting relationships with their clients. And so, for anybody that remembers her show, she was widely recognized for her exceptional, ready, one, two, listening skills, her empathetic questions, strategic pauses, and letting guests do most of the talking. I'm just saying, I think there's a rule in our business that we can all relate to. There's that 80/20. And I'll repeat, if he's on the call, by the way, today's his birthday, but anyways, he said it a couple weeks ago. God blessed us with two of these, one of these. Anyways, that's kind of it. I just wanted to share that fun day in history. Davies, remind me if I'm not mistaken, do we have a poll out there? It's Monday morning. Are we kicking this off like this? Look at that.
All right, the poll is launched. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday morning. What are your top 3 activities for today? And if you don't see your top 3 activities listed in the options and you chose none of the above, put it in the chat. We want to hold you accountable to whatever those activities are.
Woohoo. Look at that. All right, look what's leading the way. You guys can see it?
All right, only 6 of you answered. We would love to see more responses.
As I say, there's 21 of us on the call. Let's go.
We'll keep the poll up while we keep going. And before we
Perfect.
jump in here, Adrian, I remembered something very different with Oprah. I remember, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you. So that's what I thought we were going to open with. We were all getting a car. All right,
I
let's
love
jump
it.
into what is happening here in real estate. Because if we move enough of this, we can all get a car.
Right. I love that. So here's what I saw, right? I saw price decreases are still talk of the town. Pendings and closings are holding, in line with the previous week's metrics. And then just kind of like a little bit of a different take, right? Just something that you can walk away with, right? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're in a price-led market, right? That's the concept that you want to put in their heads. The listings that are winning right now are the ones that are coming out of the gate. Strong, not reflecting last quarter's numbers. Basically stating to the seller, hey, look, I recommend that we position to a value of X so that we can take advantage of this market and actually get under contract because there is activity.
Yeah, there's absolutely activity happening in the markets, and we'll go through that. And then there's two things that I noticed in every one of the categories that we'll share. So we were in Dade County, now we're over in Broward. Adrian, anything that you wanted to share from Broward that we noticed?
So a couple of things, right? Closed sales are up a little bit from last week. The pendings are down a tick. But if we're looking at this from another way, closings are up. If we price to be the clear top pick within the first 2 weeks, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we can actually capture the activity of the buyer pool before they either move on or they fatigue out of the market because we're also approaching that weird time in our market where I hate to say it, I know that some agents will start to go on vacation. Sometimes some of the activity will start to slow down. But for those of you who are not going to take your foot off the gas, there are buyers out there.
100%. Well, what I will share on the first two categories, and it goes for the condo markets as well, is that the price decreases is actually greater than new on market.
Hmm.
And team, I think Adrian said it best when he shared with you all that what's really important for the sellers is to price correctly coming on the market. Because when we come on the market, we're capturing every buyer that has been out there looking and just hasn't found the right property. Once we've passed that first 2 to 3 weeks on the market, now we're just waiting for new buyers. And as we drop prices, we're just chasing. And so getting that price nailed correctly on the front end will help you tremendously with moving that inventory.
Love that. Said well. All right, so we're Miami-Dade, condo and townhomes, price decreases are still talk of the town. Closed sales and pendings are lined up with last week's reportings. Um, Nat, but you mentioned something that we were discussing earlier is that the new inventory is still it's still up. It's still keeping pace with all the new inventory that hit the market over the last couple of months.
Yeah, so and we're bucking a trend here because the rest of the country is seeing something very different happening. The rest of the country has seen their new inventory slow down tremendously. Our new inventory has actually gone up and continues to go up, which is a great opportunity for you as a listing agent and team. Don't slow down in taking those listings. Get in front of that opportunity because there will come a point in time, either rates will start to normalize and drop. And if you haven't been paying attention, they came
Mhm.
down below 6.5. We are, I don't know when to quote them because it could be different from hour to hour.
Sure.
We know that. And yet they are a lot closer to that six number than they were any time this year so far.
Yeah, no, you're seeing some relief on that side, and the buyers are moving. Just a heads up, just little birdie I overheard, right, was that some of the talk in the lending world is that their applications are up. Um, Even scarier thought, here's a cool concept for those of you who are, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, just hear this, is that while there's a lot of applicants over the last couple of months who were, who have been getting ready to purchase, the applicants that are putting in today over the next, I think the metric was over the last 6 days, they were getting under contract the fastest, which is actually a trend we haven't seen in the lending world for a while. That means that those applicants that are coming in now, they're ready to buy. They're not looking to wait. They're not house shopping. They're going. They're going strong. Just a heads
And
up.
there will be value in the markets, right? You find, once the prices have reached a point where it feels that it's accurate, right? The
Mhm.
pricing is accurate, the buyers will pull the trigger. And buyers also know they don't want to miss out. So, all
Cool.
right. And finally, we are over here in the Broward condo and townhouse market. Story is very similar. Anything else you see, Adrian?
No, just the perspective and the language, right? So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, other sellers are out there competing on price just like your home is. And since there's more inventory, buyers can be more selective without losing opportunity, which is kind of what we just talked about. So, my question to you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is are we going to price this home where this is the home that other agents will use to position a better opportunity in front of their buyer? Meaning, is your home the one that agents will use to show buyers the reason not to buy this home because someone else is priced better? Easy concept to
Yep,
understand.
absolutely. Last, I want to just comment because the story was the same across all four of these categories, and that's on the final category down there, and that's on expireds. And so when we look at these week over week, every one of them, you notice the expired numbers were double, and in some cases, almost triple the number from the prior week. And that it has all to do in the week that it fell. And so what we're noticing is that trend continues to go forward, which is many, many agents and consumers are staging their listings to expire on the last day of the month. And so if I'm an agent here right now, if I were an agent who was working the expireds market, here's an opportunity that, if nothing else, 1 to 2 days a month should absolutely be a part of what you do and needs to be added to the things that you're doing in your lead generation strategies. Because these are people that came on the market, they had a hope, a dream, a wish to sell, and having the right agent and the right conversation with the right strategy, we can actually help some people. And so just kind of want to put that out there is to remind you all that this is an opportunity and there are people that still need help.
Got it.
So, all right. We have somebody special with us today. We have a special guest on this call, and we'd like to bring Miss Davies Herrera forward.
Oh, just little old me. Hello, good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. So, this started this year, and we wanted to bring an opportunity that was going to be super cool for you. So, our market centers partnered with one of our amazing vendor partners, My RE Tasker, to bring you automatic listing social posts. So, what does that look like? I took a listing today, 123 Main Street. By tomorrow, I'm going to receive an email from KW Listings at l5leaders.com with a social post, this exact template. It says just listed. It's going to have a picture of the property, whether it's a condo or a single family home. We are bringing these to you, not only for sale listings, but also for rent listings. We actually just launched that last week, didn't we, Natasha?
We did.
So we are super excited. Make sure that you guys add KW listings at l5leaders.com to your address books because you don't want to miss these. It's free marketing, ladies and gents. And if there is any type of contact error information, any of that, we are pulling the information straight from your board. So whatever information is on this, we are pulling directly from the board. So I need you all to keep that in mind. It's going to be a real eye-opener when you realize your phone number has been wrong all along. So any questions on that, Natascha or Adrian, that maybe we can help answer for our guest today?
No, what we want to make sure is to make it easy. Like our goal is to give you an easy button, right? Whatever we can do to make things easier for you. So take it, post it. It gives you the marketing without having you to lift a finger. Obviously, there's a million things you can do, and some of you do an incredible job. But for those of you where maybe that's not your favorite thing to do and it's not your best skill, let us give you something that helps you get it out there. Adrian, anything from you?
I was just gonna that I think the one thing that shows up for me was this is that hey, your market centers, your leadership, Natascha, thank you. They're investing in you. This is an investment right back to you guys. And I like that you said it, yeah, better, Natascha. It's an easy button. Some of you love to do this, great. Go spend more time and do it your way. Or hey, this one's on autopilot. And I can't help but just reiterate, some of you are going to get some eye openers in terms of, ooh, that information's been wrong for a bit. Great. You'll go to the MLS, you'll change it, and then going forward, all of that will be updated. Cool. That's it.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys. So we're super excited. Make sure you look for that. All right. My favorite topic. KW plus Canva has officially launched. I hope all of you saw my video this morning in Circle. I put it in all of your general chats. I even posted it on Instagram. So there's no way you could miss the video. I am teaching for the next 2 weeks. This week, I'll be in everybody's market center teaching the intro to KW and Canva, excuse me. So make sure you join me. Today, I'm in Pines. Tomorrow, I'll be in Legacy for both Central and Weston. And then on Wednesday, you'll catch me in KW Miami Beach. So if you missed your market centers, you know where to go for the other ones. Next week, we're actually going to get handy. So get ready. Make sure that you're ready to go because we are actually going to be creating a social post that you will be posting to your social media next week. So make sure you RSVP in Circle so that way it gets added to your calendar and you guys join me. I'm super excited for this partnership and I really, really want to get you all excited as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Davies. All right, as a reminder, team, we have a fabulous luxury opportunity coming up, and that is the Luxury Symposium. So if you are an earned-in member to Keller Williams Luxury, this event is taking place October 25th to the 27th up in Palm Beach. You would just go onto your luxury dashboard to purchase the tickets. I just want to remind you because it is selling out. This will be a sold-out event. So if you are an earned-in luxury agent, this is an opportunity for you. Brady Sandall will be down here doing this himself, and he's got a bunch of great guest speakers. So, all right, as we move into AI, Davies, I think you might have another poll for us.
We sure do. So the
Ooh.
first thing we want to know is, did you attend our AI for Realtors Roadshow? Please answer yes or no. And then I would love to find out how you guys rate mine and Natascha's teaching skills because we always want to do better. So please rate the class. Let us know if you attended. We have about 30 people on the call. I would love to see as many responses as possible before we end this. Let's give it about 30 more seconds, Nat. So far, we have a ton of yeses, no nos, so I love that. And we
You know what
have,
that tells? Oh, there it is. I was just gonna
okay,
say.
oh, we gotta know. That's all right. That's all right. We hope to see you at the next one. All right, we have about 20 responses, 10 more seconds for anybody else that would love to participate in this poll.
You
I
know
mean,
what I'm seeing,
overall,
Davies?
huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. That so based on so first question that we put out that was, hey, what's the activities? And they were slow. Maybe it was like, hey, I'm not really sure what my activities are. What this one's telling me is they're excited for you guys to bring more of this content. That's what this is telling me. They're excited about AI.
Love
We
that.
had, of the 20 who responded, we had 19 people who said yes, they attended. We had one who wasn't able to be there. And the good news is, Davies, we are not fired because we did an excellent job, 100%.
Yes.
Nat, can
And
I add one quick thing? I know that there's agents out there that talk to other agents in this business, right? This is one of those big communities. It's not, the world isn't as big as we make it out to be in real estate. I'm confident that you have partners in this business or people that you know that would absolutely be able to capitalize on some of this information. If you ever wanted to help grow your downline, what a great opportunity. You don't even have to sell the company. Just say, hey, come hang out with me for a day. Check out what check out what my brokerage is doing. I think that's it.
love
Yeah,
that.
we had loved that, Adrian. And we did have several guests that just were blown away that they're not getting this anywhere. So, and especially not at free. All
Yeah.
right, team. So here's the next thing we want to share with you. Hold on. Why is this back up? Hold
Not
on. Sorry, the poll is bumping up in front of me again. Okay. So a couple of things that were new, but some really cool thing that came up this past week. As a KW agent, yes, Davies, we know Gemini, but here's some really cool thing. Because if you are logged into Google with your KW email, which you need to, you get the Gemini Pro for free. It is included as being a KW agent, right? And so with that, Gemini came out with something really cool, and it is called Nano Banana. I call it Nano Banana because nano doesn't even rhyme with banana. So I don't know why they called it that, but it is. I would love to be in the room when they thought this was a good idea. But here's the really cool thing about it. It is going to be one of the easiest things you can do. There is no reason you ever need to have ugly photos for a listing ever again. Your properties that need some work, that need some maybe slight rehab, maybe some love on them, well, we can love them virtually. If you're not going to physically stage them or they're not in great show condition, at this point, you no longer need to pay for any additional services for staging. All you need to do is be logged into Google with your KW email. And let me show you what you can do. When you go into Gemini and you let it know, you're gonna download the Nano Banana, which is a Google app, and you can use it for a million things. Davies used it for something really cool. Davies, you just did an old family photo that you colorized.
Yep, it was really awesome. Took a photo of my grandmother, uploaded it. She was like a teenager, and I mean, it did an awesome, awesome job. It's all about the prompts. All about the prompts, Nat.
100%. So super simple. Every one of you should be able to do this. And part of our Market Monday series will now include the new things that come out with AI and how you can utilize them in your real estate business. So this super simple way, on the left-hand side, you're going to see the original photos, very clean, very neat, but maybe not quite as modern or as neutral as a buyer in today's market would like it to be. And so simply uploaded the original photograph, prompted it to please restage the photo using neutral paint. And in one photo, I said a Scandinavian design. In the other photo, I said a quiet luxury design. 1, 2, 3, got the new photo, came down in seconds, provided it to the listing agent in this particular case. You can see Gemini does put a watermark on their photo. On the bottom side, you can see that little sort of diamond there. I did the same thing with the next photo. You can see the before and after photo, and it takes the basic concept of the room. You can change this up to be whatever you want it to be. I gave it very simple prompts. You can do exactly the same thing. No additional cost. Took a couple of seconds to do. What you need to do is put them in the MLS, disclose that they are enhanced using AI because that is the requirement. And then here's the plus that I would give you. Buyers today are very visual. And the reason why shows like HGTV and all of those do so well is because everybody wants to see themselves in that finished product. What I would do with this is now print those out, place them on either a foam board, like a poster board on an easel in the property, or a frame in the property, so that a buyer coming through can now match that MLS listing that they saw with the physical property they're actually walking through and see the differences. Because in these cases, this was paint and curtains. Wasn't a lot. So
Mhm.
just thought we'd give you guys a quick tip. If you're not doing it, no excuses. Vacant properties, there should be no more vacant homes on the MLS ever. There should be no more outdated photos. So
Now,
anything you wanted to add,
I'm not
Adrian
saying
or
I can't
Davies?
help it. I can't help it. All I see is that crap. My home office is boring. I, time to use Gemini.
I
I'm gonna
didn't use your photo, Adrian. This is
I
not your
know, no,
house.
but I'm gonna, oh my goodness, I'm gonna take the photo, ask Gemini to give me an update. What do you use? Quiet luxury. Let's see what it
Mhm.
spits out. And then I'll hand someone the credit card. See what
By
happens.
the way, good. I'm going to let her know that she's getting one from you. Because I don't think she's here. And the other thing I'll let you guys all know is if you're taking a buyer through a property that this hasn't been done with, take those photos, do this for the buyer. Remember, if you want to help your consumers overcome things, this is the way to do it because they can't physically see it. And not everybody, most people are visual, and they don't know. And you give it simple prompts. So whatever
Love
their
that.
style is, you could do
Love
modern
that.
Miami, do whatever you want. It will give you something. So
Now, just a reminder, this is a point for Gemini, but anyways, you're not gonna take the MLS photos and put them into Gemini. Please do not take copywritten photos and do that. So when
you're
you're out
on.
showing your property, you will physically take a photo of the room. It doesn't
Yep.
have to be a perfect photo, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure you get whatever it is that you're trying to create. So if it's a bedroom, stand at the doorway. Make sure you have the whole room and then upload that photo into Gemini. Please do not take copywritten photos and do this. It is only if you are granted permission or if you own the photos.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks, Davies, for that disclaimer, as
Mhm.
always.
Mhm.
All right, team, we are going to close out today with a little lesson, and I'm going to give you guys the cliff notes of what I did last week. So I had the opportunity, one of the things that I do is I invest in myself to continue to grow as a leader, to be able to lead you all to the highest levels possible. And so I am part of a group called the Inner Circle. It is led by, some of you may know Diana Kokoska, who used to be the head of MAPS Coaching. She's got a program called the Inner Circle, and I works with her and Dr. John Maxwell. And so we get together 3 times a year. This was our most recent trip was Utah last week. And so what was really cool about this experience is we were actually at the Olympic Park where the Utah Olympics took place back in the early 2000s. And it's going to be there again in 2034. Really cool. If you didn't know, we're getting the Olympics back again. And so one of the things being at the Olympic Park is that we got the opportunity, Diana brought in some incredible Olympic athletes to talk to us and go over sort of some of their winning strategies. So in the photo, what you're going to see is all the way to the right of that sort of beige, that is Diana Kokoska. Next to her is her sister, who happens to be in the Olympic Hall of Fame as well. Amazing family, clearly. And she is really the person who has really spearheaded bringing the Olympics back. Then you'll see me, and what I'm holding is the actual Olympic torch. She literally took the Olympic torch off the wall and let us hold it. I had no idea I was holding something that on eBay is worth over $500,000. There is one for sale on eBay right now. It was about $500,000. And to my right, which is a left on the screen, is a young lady named Izzy. And Izzy is an Olympian with the Paralympics. She is a downhill snowboarder. And then the gentleman all the way to the end, his name is Devin. And some of you may remember a movie from 20 odd years ago called Cool Runnings and the Jamaican bobsled team. That is one of the original members, and he is a 3-time Olympian with the bobsled team. And so again, all of these people came to speak to us. And there was another gentleman, he's unfortunately didn't make the photo. But I want to share with you the lessons, because the lessons of the Olympians is no different than the lessons of our top performers in business. And so the first lesson is the winning mindset of iron. And what I mean by that is iron sharpens iron. They hang out with other elite performers. It makes them all better. Sometimes in our business, because of competition, our best don't want to always hang out with our best in this industry. I will tell you, in the sports arena, they compete. They're fierce competitors, but they also hang out with each other, which was what makes them better. It's no different than the masterminds that we have here for our agents. You hang out with the best, it will make you better. Number two is they are extremely competitive. How does that play out in the real estate space? That bone of competition makes them better because they're always looking for another way to win. Number three is they study success. They watch the tapes, they watch film, they see where they went wrong, they look back at where they went right. When was the last time you reviewed your listing consultation or your buyer consultation? When you didn't get that listing signed or that buyer agreement signed, did you go back and analyze what you could have said differently or how you could have presented something differently? They go back, they watch, and they replay. Think about that. They study success. They measure and track everything. And I mean everything from what they eat to how many hours they exercise to how many steps they take to how many repetitive movements they have to make, depending on what their sport is. One of the athletes even told us that the measuring and tracking is what actually what made them realize it gave them the confidence that had built up their competence to actually win. You see, they didn't think they qualified to go to the Olympic trials, never mind win a medal. But as they stood up to go out for their race, their coach took all the hours that they had put into developing themselves. They had printed it all out because they wear a tracker. They folded all those hours up and put it in their breast pocket and said, here's everything you did to earn your spot to be here today. Those numbers, those hours, that tracking caused them to not just compete, but they actually won a gold medal. They have a high level of commitment. They are committed above all else. So how committed are you? Are you doing whatever it takes? And I mean whatever it takes. That's what a winning athlete does. And that's the same thing in business. It is whatever it takes. They build great teams. There was an athlete story they shared with us that had won 2 Olympic gold medals year after year. And by the third year, they came back and they had a completely different team around them. They had become cocky. They had become edgy. And they thought they would never lose. You understand that ego happens right before the fall. They lost. They didn't win a medal. They went back and had to rebuild everything, built back the original team around them that helped them win the first times. Elite performers realize they need a great team around them. Do you have a great team or are you just accepting mediocre? They have incredible coaches and mentors. They invest by having the best coaches. They realize it's not a cost of their business, but rather an investment into their craft. Do you have a coach? Who is coaching you? And they realize it takes a village. No one succeeds alone. They realize, and one of the reasons why the Olympics call it the Olympic Village is because they realize it takes a village. So do you have the support of your family? Do you have the support of your friends? Do you have the support of your coworkers? Do people know what your dreams are? And are they helping you achieve them? What are your goals, team? Because in order to win the Olympics in business, in life, and in real estate, these are the things that it takes. So I'm going to leave you with that today. We are just wrapping up and just out of our time. And I hope that the lessons that I took from this in some way inspire you to strive for your Olympic gold. I know it did for me. Thank you as always to all of our partners. Top Flight Home Loans, who I know strives for gold. We got an issue, they're on it. Greg Taylor and my RE Tasker. Thank you, team. Thank you for having an amazing day. And we're just at the beginning of September. Listen, if you didn't have gold in the beginning of the year, it's not too late. You got 4 months. Let's go do it. Bye, guys.